everybody, welcome from Plainview Old Bethpage Library. I'm art teacher Amy. I'm glad you could join me for another art lesson. So it is December and we have a nice snowy birdhouse here with a little bird. So I'm going to take you through this drawing step by step. I'm going to draw this over here. You just follow me and I'll go over some supplies that you can use today. And I hope you have fun. So let's get started. Okay, so first thing you will need is a pencil, Sharpie, to trace our drawing. And you can use a good drawing paper if you have one. I know if you've watched my videos before, you've seen me talk about this one. It's the Canson XL watercolor paper on Amazon for $6. Love that paper, my favorite paper. Nice and heavy, great for watercolors or really anything you want to use. Here's a Strathmore Bristol board, Strathmore watercolor. So if you want to go to Michael's and pick up something with your 40% off coupon, you could do that. Or if you want to order on Amazon, this is a great pad. So then as far as coloring today, if you have colored pencils, that's great. I like the 24 count Crayola at Target for $3. And the Crayola markers are great, Target $2.50. And then if you want to paint and you want to pick up some watercolors, these are at Target. This is the Crayola washable. Normally I don't like washable stuff, but these are fine, and these are $2 at Target. Okay, so we have little birds today. So I was going to ask you, what kind of birds do we have on Long Island? Have you ever seen what happened to my red bird? Well, I have my little bird here. Here we go. What is a red bird called, everybody? It's a cardinal, right? So we have lots of cardinals. I usually see them in the winter. I put bird seed out and they come to my bird feeder. I love seeing them in the winter because the red against the white snow, if we have snow, looks so pretty. Then this is, I'm actually not sure what kind of little bird this is. Little brown bird we have. You got a few more birds here. Some of these we don't have in New York, but we definitely have a lot of birds here. Have you ever seen a blue jay? Those are the ones with the blue on their back, right? And then they have like some white and black. And sometimes you can see a bird that's black with orange. I don't know if you've ever seen that one. I think there's a little yellow on it. That's called an oriole. So sometimes we get those, the Baltimore oriole. And so we also have a bunch of little birds that look like this. This is a pretty picture. Too bad I don't have the artist who did this card. It's just a nice little card. We have these little birds. They're little chickadees, so you probably see them a lot, the little kind of brownish birds. So this is similar to our picture today because we are going to be drawing a birdhouse here in the middle, but we're going to be putting in some pine branches like this. And you can see, if you would like to add a pine cone, we can add a pine cone. And do you see the little snow that's resting on the branches? We're going to do that also. So you know what, we do need something white for our paper. So let's see, crayons, you might have a white crayon, you might have a white colored pencil, or I have a set of oil pastels that I really like. These are the ones I use, the Pentel 16 count pastels, and these are great because they come with a white, and actually this whole lesson, if you want to draw this whole picture and color it with pastels, that's great. These, trying to think, you could get these on Amazon, but this set, I haven't seen the 16 count on there. These are usually about $2.50. Okay, so let's see, then here's another picture I have. So again, here we have the snow on the pine branches and our little birds. So this is actually do you know, oh, that's my other question. Do you know which one is the male and which one is the female? Is it the male that's red or the female that's red? So if you've taken my class before, maybe last year in the winter when I've done cardinals, you'll know that the bright colored birds are the male birds. So the boy birds have all the color, like the peacock. The blue peacock is the male, and the female peacock is kind of a brown. And same with the cardinal. She's kind of brown with a touch of red, but it's the bright red bird that's the male. And then also, like with ducks, maybe you've seen the bright blue ducks in the lakes, and they're usually swimming with a brown duck. The brown one's the female. So when it comes to birds, the bright one is the male. Now you know something about birds. So now you can keep your eyes open and see what kind of birds are flying around your neighborhood. Maybe look up in your trees and see what kind of birds you have. Okay, so we have some paper, we have a pencil, a Sharpie. So I'm going to draw this picture. Why don't you draw it in pencil, trace in Sharpie, and I'm going to draw it in Sharpie so you can see it better. So my first thing I like to do is the artist pledge. So if you've taken my videos before or come to classes in person, you know that I have a little pledge that goes like this, and you can repeat after me if you would like to. So I'm going to hold up my Sharpie or pencil, and you can repeat after me. I'm an artist, I can draw, and today I can draw a birdhouse in the snow. Okay, so we are going to start with, we have a big square in the middle of our paper. So it is about here. So I'm going to go down, and you know what? Just because I happen to have a ruler nearby, if you want to grab a ruler, if you have one, if you want to make everything straight, we do have a lot of straight lines in this picture. So I'm going to go down like this. I'm going to go over like that. And I'm going to go up like this. Hold on, let me build my box and I'll move out of the way so you can see that better. And then I'm gonna do the top. Now one thing you wanna do is don't draw too small. You don't want a teeny little tiny birdhouse right here with some branches here and here and a bunch of nothing in the sky, right? So what you wanna do is, let me show you an up close one. Here's ours today. You wanna make your house, if this is the size of your paper, your house is this big, okay? So right in the middle, a square right in the middle of your paper. We're gonna put a triangle on that, and we're gonna build this post, and then we'll put in our pine trees and our little bird. Now your bird can be wherever you would like it. Maybe you want two birds. Maybe you want a bird on the roof here, you want a little bird on the post. Maybe you want a bird here. I'd say 2 birds is probably good. Maybe if you want 3, that's okay. But I wouldn't get too crazy, because if you have a ton of birds all over, I think you're gonna lose your birdhouse. So everybody come underneath your house, and we're gonna do a straight line below the house, this one. Okay, so our little house is sitting on this. And then we're gonna do one behind. So this is just like a thin piece of wood that the birdhouse is on. So again, I happen to have my ruler. If you have a ruler, great. If you don't, that's okay. You can just guess where you want your line there. And then we're going to do, so I'm gonna do the post. Now, if you would like to put another roof here, like you have 2 birdhouses in the picture, like this one, or this one's a little different. I have, oh here, this is a good one. So this was by another student that I taught this to. And so this one, we've got the birdhouse in the middle, and we've got a little birdhouse down here. So you could do that also. One other fun thing, if you happen to be ordering some supplies on Target, and you want to pick up the markers, the colored pencils, they have drawing pads also. This one I got off Target, the Strathmore watercolor. So just remember, look for a paper that's heavyweight. So that one's 90 pounds. Also, if you end up on Target, they have this glitter glue. I love this stuff. It's perfect for just squeezing out some silvery glitter. You could put it on like where your snow is. It's fun. And moms and dads, it doesn't get, it's not like regular glitter that gets on everything and goes everywhere, because I'm not a big fan of that. So I like this because when you put it on, it stays where it's supposed to. All right, so you know what, so if you do feel like having another birdhouse down here, I'm just going to make a triangle roof. If you don't want to do that, just leave that off. And we're going to do 2 straight lines, so you can just do 2 straight lines. We're going to start from this, the wood part we made. And let's see, we really want it to be like directly underneath our house, because it just looks more even when it's like right under the middle of your house. So now if you're over here and you're going to come, if you're going to touch the roof of this other house, you want to stop at the roof, right? Don't draw through it. That's not going to be see-through. One last thing I just almost forgot. We want some snow on there, so I'm going to make a wiggly line like that. So that house has some snow now. Sorry, let me stand in front of you just so I can make sure that I'm making my wood here pretty much close to the middle of my house. Okay, that looks pretty good. So what I want to do now, we'll finish this birdhouse in a minute. Let's just do this little wood part here. So now I'm going to come up to just the edge of the house, because we want it to make it look like the house is sitting on this. So we're going to make another line, a jump over. Don't draw through your house. So I'm going to go up from my bottom of my house, just a little bit. Not like, you don't have to go up here. That's going to make it look like there's like a huge board. It doesn't have to be huge. So maybe just a little way up the side of your house. Just a little bit. Okay, now don't draw through the house. Jump over. Jump over. I'm going to jump here, right? And I'm going to keep going. So there we go. We have a straight, 2 straight lines. Jump over your box and your post. And if you wanted another little roof there. Okay, so now I'm going to do the roof of the birdhouse, and then we'll put in our snow and our little hole so the bird can go inside, build a nest if it wants to. So we're going to make just a triangle roof. And it's funny because I never think to draw with my ruler, but with this one it's perfect. So if you have one, that's great. If you don't, that's fine. I didn't do this one with a ruler. So, okay, so now on the top of your house, everybody, we're going to do another straight line here. So we actually have the roof, and then we have snow on top of the roof. So let me, you know what, this one I'm just going to do by hand, because I want it to be about the same as that. Okay, so then we're going to let's put on our snow, and we can even have some little icicles. So start at the top of your roof. And I want you to make a wiggly line down and a wiggly line down. And I think I'm good with my ruler now. Okay, so then on the bottom of your snow, to make an icicle, what you want to do is you want to go down, a wiggly line down, make a point, and make a wiggly line up. And don't touch the house. And then do the same. And there you go. You can have 2 little icicles. Same over here. You're going to go wiggly line down. Wiggly line down. There you go. We've had some nice little icicles on there. Okay, we have 2 openings to this birdhouse. So it's up to you. You can actually just have one if you want. You could just have a circle. And then if you want to, you can make some designs like around the front of your house. We could put lines on our house. This one, my friend Linda did. And she did some boxes, a little moon design, some triangles, her little cardinal. Here we have a pine cone. If you want to try a pine cone, I'll show you how to do that. And again, here's our little pine trees in the back with snow on them. So this one has the circle, if you just want a circle. That is fine. I'm going to do this one So, oh, and the other option, real quick, everybody. And this one, you can tell. Maybe you can tell. I used this glitter on the roof for the snow, so that looks sparkly. So these houses, this is another option. You could do like a star with 2 circles. You could do a little flower with 2 circles, something like that. And if you're on the older side, like 5th grade, if you would like to, you can actually do 2 birdhouses. If you want to pause the video and copy this picture, you could have 2 squares, draw your little birdhouse. You actually slant the top, slant the side here for the roof, and come down. And then the other difference is you want to slant and put a little box on the bottom of your wood here. Excuse me. And then you're going to also show where the side of this wood is. You just make 1 extra line there. So if you wanted to pause the video, it looks like that. Okay, so what design are we putting on this house here? Let's see. You know what? Now that I look at this one, I think I kind of like the little star here. So I'm gonna do one of these kind of stars. If you can do, let me grab a piece of paper. If you can do a star like this, that's fine. What you can do is erase the middle. So let me just do it big. If that's the way you can do it, you could erase this in that way. And then when you trace it, trace just the outside. And there you go, you'll get a star. Or if you want to try these I find we have to practice these a lot. I do a little V, upside down V, straight line out, slant, slant, V, V, and a V. And basically, that's what you're doing. You just, I just say the letter V. You could say it looks almost like an A. And if you want, you can turn the paper. And the more you practice, I've been doing these a lot lately, the better you get, and I can do them pretty quickly, and you end up with a whole bunch of stars. Okay, so if you want to get good at them, all you have to do is practice doing all the 5 V's, and you go in a circle. So I'm going to do this one, and a V and a V, okay, and then I want to do a circle here, and I'm going to make another circle. I'm going to do the 2 circle one. If you like this one, all you have to do is an upside down U, and then, so this would be upside down U and a circle. That's your another option. So inside this circle here, just make a curve that looks like this. So here's your birdhouse hole, and what you're gonna do is make a little curve on that side of the hole, and it makes it look like you can go inside. So it gives it a 3-dimensional look. And I'm gonna do the same on this one. It's almost like a crescent shape, right? All right, so now, you know what? I like these 2 lines, so I'm going to put those on. Have a little more decoration. Those could be, we could do this a different color, this a color, this a color. Okay, so now let's do the these little trees. They're supposed to be behind our birdhouse. So what we have first is you're going to make a wiggly triangle for the top, and then we have little lines for the pine needles. Then you're going to make a wiggly squarish, well actually no, that's a rectangle. A wiggly rectangle and some pine needles. And this time let's do kind of a bumpy, oh, it's like a big bumpy shape, sort of like a rectangle. And we'll do more pine needles. Here we go. Okay, Same on this side. I'm gonna do this over here. Bumpy triangle, little pine needles, bumpy rectangle, little pine needles, and another bumpy rectangle, like a bigger. So you're making a medium one and a bigger one, and this one, oh, I can barely get those pine needles under there. If at any time I'm going too fast, like if I just did those too fast for you, just pause the video or rewind it and watch it again. Okay, so next, let's do the branches up here. So what we have is, like in the pictures I was showing you, we have these pine needles, these pine branches, and the snow has fallen on them, right? This is nice too if you want to add some holly berries. And I didn't get to tell you the artist that did this one is named Ron Orlando, and he lives in, let's see, I picked it up in a store in Pennsylvania, and let's see, oh, he lives in Pennsylvania. Okay, yeah, so he paints wildlife pictures. Very nice. So that gives you a real idea of this snow that's laying on these branches. So this gets a little confusing, so maybe if you want to watch it twice. We want the snow first, then there's a branch underneath it, and then there's the pine needles. So the thing is, I've noticed when I've done this before, kids get confused on where the snow is and where the branch is, because you want the snow to be white and the branches to be brown, right? Some kind of a brown. So watch this. We're going to come in from the top here, and I'm going to go out and around like the snow has fallen. And so this is probably the first time, if you've seen me before, talking about branches and how I'm always saying, like if you, I don't know if we did the haunted house, but I had a haunted house lesson. I kept saying wiggly, oh no wait, skinny, bumpy, pointy, skinny, bumpy, pointy, right, for our tree branches. And this time you're actually not going to do skinny ones. You're going to do bumpy, yes, bumpy, and not pointy because the snow is on this. So this is what your branch is going to look like today. This is the snow, and this is the branch. And then here we have these like 3 little or 4 little lines that come out, and that's going to be the pine needles. And again, this seems to be the best picture to look at, because here we go, like look, let's look at right from this corner. You can see the snow has fallen on the branch, and there's the pine needles is sticking out, and that's, oh, or up here, that's actually perfect. See how the snow came down? We have a little branch showing and pine needles. If you get a chance, next time it snows, take a look and see if you can find the snow that fell on a branch like that, and see if the pine needles are showing it underneath. Okay, so you know what? The easiest way to do this is, let's make like 3 branches like this. So what do they look like? They kind of look like gnarled fingers, right? So we're gonna go down, and you know what? I wanna look at this one because I wanna make them a little, those are kind of long. I'm gonna make them a little shorter. And this one, you know what? Let's make it like that. Okay, so it looks funny, right? It looks almost like either a weird hand or almost like something underwater, right? Like coral or something like that. Okay, on the other side here, same thing. You're gonna go out and back and out. And again, it's supposed to be snow, right? So it's like, this one I did make pointy. So bumpy, go around, make a Y or a little V in here and come out again. Okay, so then how do we do these branches? What you're going to do for the branches is if you start from the end of your pointy finger thing here, you're gonna go back like that. So that's where this then starts to get confusing. So maybe if you have your markers or colored pencils, maybe even like if you want to put a little brown, just so you remember that that is going to be the branch. You know what, let me grab a sip of water. My throat is dry today. Okay, so we were up to these branches here. So what we're gonna do is same thing on this one. So just start at the tip, make a bumpy line. And again, you know what? I'm just gonna do this that way. I know that's the branch. That is the branch. And then we're gonna have 3 lines. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Come out from your branch like that. So we want it to look like that. Okay, over here, snow first, then the branch goes underneath, branch underneath. And you can make it like exactly like your snow. So you just need another line. So that's a branch, this is a branch. Okay, now I know what the branches are. Now we're gonna do this one, and again, that's gonna go like that. So this one can kind of go right up into the snow here. Okay, so there we go. So really just the last thing in this picture, other than our little bird, which we need to either put on the house or, oh, I got this in the way now, so I don't know how I'm gonna get a little bird here. But if you have a pencil, maybe erase a little spot here so you could put your little bird on the wood if you want. Or if you, like I said, if you have one bird on the house and a little bird on your wood, you could do that. But the other thing I'm just going to finish is that last branch that's coming in down here. Oh, and actually, I didn't even think about it. Some of these pictures give you an idea too. There's our little bird. If you want to have your bird actually, well, that's an idea. You could have a bird here, and you could have a bird here, or one here on the birdhouse, one up here. You could have 2 birds. That would be cute. So here's our little bird. If it was actually sitting down here, we have the snow and the pine needles coming out. Okay, so down here, let's have another branch. So we're gonna make bumpy snow, go around, and come up. And the branch is under that. And the pine needles are under that. Okay, oh, you know what I wanna do? I'm gonna make another line here, so this looks like a roof. Oh, I got a piece of tape under there. Okay, so now we need a bird, or 2 birds, right? Before I do that, I just realized, let's put in, if you would like to, you could have a pine cone. And what does a pine cone look like? This picture actually has a real pine cone in it. If you get a chance, if you have time to go outside, look on the ground, maybe you can find a real pine cone to look at. In fact, if I thought about it before, I have a bunch of pine cones on my lawn because I have a pine tree and there are a bunch of pine cones. Darn. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make like this rounded shape like this. So let me show you this, show you this one up close. This is how I draw them. So you could do, so pick a branch where you want your pine cone. You're just gonna make a curve down, curve up, and then we're gonna do like little U's in here. And let's see, my pine needles are going to be on top today, so if you want to, maybe erase your little pine needles there. And that way you just can have your pine cone. Okay, and then curve, curve. And there we go. We have a little pine cone. Okay, so birds. Let's see. How about, I think I like the idea of having a bird here and here. So our bird, everybody, the easiest way I found to draw birds is if you do a circle for the head. I know that's a bit light, I'll make it darker. And then you can make a straight line for the back and a little curve for the belly. And the one thing we want with this bird is you want the feet to be on the house, right? So let's see, I want my little feet to be like this. So it's a straight line, and they tend to have, when I looked up close, I feel like they have 3 little toes, kind of like this one. So they have these little straight lines for their legs. And then if this is in the snow, but you would see like 3 little curves for their toes. Okay, so then, and then we could put on a tail. So let's say this is our cardinal. I'm gonna do my straight line curve. And instead of tracing the whole head, I'm just gonna trace half the head here. Like that. We have a little, little beak, little eye. And then the cardinals actually have that, they have the orange, they have an orange beak, and they have a, like a little black thing that goes around their eye. But you know what, with our little dot for the eye, it might be hard to see we're gonna lose the eye if we put black around it. And then for the tail, you can just make a curve out, and I just do like little feathers. So just zigzag up and down. And then if you want, you can put in a wing with some zigzags on the wing. And then let me just erase my pencil lines. And I got myself a little cardinal. And then how about, oh yeah, here, this is what I was talking about. So a cardinal has a red nose, a red beak, and then they have that little black, almost like a mask around their nose there. But yeah, now that I'm looking, you can see their little eye. Or you could make it a female. It could be kind of brownish. Oh, that's one other thing I always forget with the cardinals. They have this little feather thing that sticks up off the top of their head. So if you want, you could do that. Okay. The other thing you could do is, if you have your phone nearby, you could Google cardinal in the snow, and then you could have a photo of your cardinal to work from. So down here, I'm just gonna do one more bird. Let's do, I don't know, maybe I'll make it another cardinal, maybe it's a female, maybe it's a blue jay. So I'm gonna do the little head, circle, straight line for the back, curve for the belly, little feet on the snow, little beak, eye, and some kind of a tail. And again, I know you can't see this that well, so let me darken that. So again, I'm just tracing the top of the head, like that. So it's a C shape, straight line for the back, curve for the belly, little tail. And then if we want the wing, you get a little wing, your little feet, and there we go. And again, let me erase the pencil lines. Okay, and we have a nice little birdhouse here with a couple of birds in the snow. And the last thing I noticed, I forgot the pine needles up here. So don't forget those. So again, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Leave a little space. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, at any time you want to slow the video down, pause it, that's fine. You can back it up, watch it again. Particularly with the birds, if you want to practice those a couple times, maybe on another sheet of paper before you draw them on your good paper. You know what, let me show that to you one more time, because sometimes those birds, I don't know what it is about the birds, so we think they're so simple and sometimes they seem a lot harder. So all I did was, let me do it in pencil again, and then trace in Sharpie. So circle for the head, straight line for the back. So let me give myself a little roof here to put my bird on. Okay, curve for the belly. You know what, I better have some snow, because this little birdie, unless it's landing, which is fine also, this bird is going to have, the legs are going to be a little far. Okay, and then you have your tail, so straight. You can kind of make it curved if you want, like that. A little zigzag. A little curve for the wing. Again, if you get a chance to Google Cardinal, it's nice to be able to look up close and see exactly what they look like. So we got a little wing, then I'm gonna curve for the belly, straight line for the back, and go out for the tail. I'm actually just looking at this one while so they actually have a very skinny tail. They have some feathers coming down here also, but I kind of like to do that kind of tail. Now this is where, so when I trace the head, everybody, I go curve like this, and then your little eye and your nose, your beak. And then, so you're not going to trace that bottom circle here. So what you want to do is, don't trace that, and then you erase everything here. And there you go, you've got your little bird. And again, you know, look around, see what kind of birds we have on Long Island. If you want to Google birds of Long Island, birds of New York, see what we have. You could find lots of different ideas on what colors you want your birds. Okay, so last thing, everybody, put your name small in the corner. And this would make a nice gift for grandma, grandpa, maybe mom or dad, if you have the holidays coming and you want to give a nice picture. You could think about that. So I'm going to just do a tiny bit of coloring, and then I'm going to leave the rest to you. So the one thing I want to do is just, let's do the snow and the branches, and then the rest can be up to you. You can have red here, you can have orange, yellow, you could do green, like a light green on your house. The one thing I would not do is, I just wouldn't do a blue house and a blue sky, because then you're gonna lose your house. It's gonna disappear into your sky, right? So let me do this. Why don't we, I think I'll just use some markers for now. Again, you could use, this one does look nice in the colored pencils. And the one other thing we need to do is, hold on, let me grab my oil pastels. We just need, again, something white to make the snow. So I'm gonna use the pastels for that. Although you could try the white colored pencil. You're probably not gonna see it that well because you're probably using white paper with white pastel, but the key is, I mean with white colored pencil, but the key is to make that the only thing that's white in your picture. So for example, look at this one again. The white snow is the only thing that stayed white. So then when you fill in everything else, it'll look like snow. So here, I'm just gonna do some marker here. So again, that top part's snow. This is your branch. So I'll make this darker. You can see that better, right? And you could do your whole picture in markers today. That's fine. It's nice if you have the extra Crayola assorted colors, because that one gives you the light blue, which would look nice for the sky, kind of like a wintry sky, right? And then I'm just going to do these pine needles. I'm going to make them light green. And how about just a little dark green? And don't forget, it's also down here are your pine needles. Lots of pine needles in this one, right? So I'm going to put some green, dark green on those also. So that it's got light green and dark green. I love to use those colors together. So I'm kind of just putting the dark green a little bit on top of the light green. All right. Oh, this one. You don't have to cover it all the way. You want to show a little of your light green left. I'm just doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, same as we drew them. Just make the little lines. Okay. And then the only other thing, so this is brown. And then these are brown. So again, it's that, I think we're pretty clear now, what's the branch and what's the snow, right? So that's brown. And that's brown. Okay. All right. And then, you know what? I'll just do the white again. So you can possibly, I think, if I do it with my pastel, I think it shows up a little better than the colored pencil. So that's gonna be white. This is white. This is white. This is white. This is white. And this. And the roof, the snow on the roof. Right? Go up and down that. And this is white. And let's see, the last thing is our snowy branches. So again, even if you have a crayon, a white crayon, that works also. And this actually is where it could get pretty fun if you are able to pick up the silver glitter glue. Even the dollar store actually, I'm pretty sure the Dollar Tree has in their art aisle, I'm pretty sure they have some glitter glue. You could just get like a small bottle for $1, and that way you could put your glitter on your snow. You know what, we can even do like a little bit on here. I would color this first and then put your white crayon on top afterwards and give it a little bit of snow there. Okay, so keep going. So this, if you want your wood to be brown, if you have the brown marker, that's fine. If you want to, I like these colored pencils because I get more than one brown. So I have tan, light brown, medium brown, and dark brown. And those all come in that 24 count set. So that's nice, you get all those colors. So then what I would do is actually blend these on here. I'm kind of going over my snow right now, but that's okay, I'll put it back on. And so of course, I'm going to spend a little more time when our video is over fixing this. So it's a little more solid than that. And I've got to pick a color for my house. And the hole could be a brown, or it could be, if you have a lot of brown, maybe too much brown going on, maybe it's orange, maybe it's yellow. You could do this little curve with some brown though, so it looks like that's 3D there. The little hole can be lighter. And then I can get to my little birds. So the last thing, after you do all of that, and your little birds, you can do your sky. All right, so yeah, so go ahead and keep coloring. And you remember, your sky actually goes all the way down from the top of your paper, so don't just do the top. If you look outside, you'll see the sky goes all the way down to the trees, right? So you're gonna come all the way down around your birdhouse, come underneath your wood, and that's gonna be all of your sky, right? So that would look nice again in colored pencils, light blues, blue and purple if you want. If you do have light blue marker, that would look great. And if you did pick up some oil pastels, I do like the blues for the sky. That looks very nice. So, okay, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed our birdhouse lesson, and I look forward to seeing you at the next program. Again, I am art teacher Amy. Have a great month, everybody. Bye.